Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. The first thing we're going to need today is some type of a plastic cap or a latex bold cap. I got this one from Pink Stylist last year when I came first in his Creature Double Feature contest. First thing I'm going to do is pop the bold cap on my head, and then I'm going to push up all the rest of my remaining hair at the back of my neck into the bold cap, trying to smooth it out and get a nice soft edge so you can't really tell that I have hair underneath. Then I'm just going to take some scissors and go around the forehead area and the ear area and cut off any excess that we don't need. After you've done that and your ears are all nice and comfortable, then you just want to go ahead and cut off any of the excess that you have at the back as well. Next, I'm just going to take a little pin and I'm going to clip that down to the back of my neck to hold the bold cap down throughout the tutorial. If you were going to do this for a cosplay or something like that, I would recommend getting somebody to help you stick it down with some latex. I'm then going in with liquid latex and I'm going to pop this all underneath the edge of the bold cap, and then I'm going to apply about 5 to 6 layers on top of the bold cap as well. This is going to create a nice little border around the edge, and it's going to give us a nice soft gradient so you won't be able to see where the bold cap ends and where your skin begins. We're just going to keep layering that up and using a hairdryer until you're happy with the result. It varies how many layers that you need, but just keep going until you feel like it's nice and invisible. Next, I'm going in with a few coal black eyeliners, and I'm going to be using these to map out any of the designs and features that Nebula has. I'm starting out with the large black box that she has on her head, and I'm going to be just mapping that out with my NYX Jumbo pencil in Black Bean. I'm then going to change it up to my Maybelline Master Precise Coal Black eyeliner because it's a lot thinner and it's going to be easier for me to map out all of these small details that she has. It's always great to look at a reference photo even if you are going off of a tutorial. I was going off at about 4 or 5 different reference photos just so I could get all of the correct angles and all of the correct details that she had all over her face and her head. Because it's not symmetrical as well, I had to find so many different types of photos. So I do always recommend, if you are following this tutorial, also go ahead and you look at some reference photos as well, just so you can get it as accurate as possible. So what I'm doing now is just lightly mapping out all of the designs so I can start painting and I don't have to stress too much if I'm painting in the wrong areas or not. Then I grabbed a bit of toilet paper and I rolled it up into 2 little tubes, and I stuck that down to my head with liquid latex. This is going to give a nice raised appearance to that little electrical box that she has on her head so that it looks more prominent and it doesn't look like it's just been painted on. So once the latex and the tissue had dried, it was time to move on to the body painting part of this tutorial. For the Nebula Blue skin tone, I used this light blue Montmartre face and body paint, and I mixed in a little bit of this purple Montmartre face and body paint. It's going to dull down the colour a lot and make it less pastel, and just give it that little bit of grey tone in it that we need as well, that she has in her skin tone. Also guys, I forgot to mention that I am using the large foundation brush from the Made You Look brush collection, and these are specifically designed for face and body painting. If any of you guys were wondering, you can get them off of her website, and you can also pick them up through a link in her YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure. Next, I'm moving on to Nebula's purple skin tone down the centre of her face. To create this skin tone, I used the Montmartre purple face and body paint, and to make it a little bit more pastel, I mixed in a tiny bit of that light blue face and body paint that we used earlier on the sides of the face. And again, I'm just applying this with the Made You Look large foundation brush. In the smaller areas, again, I'm just going to switch it up to a small eyeshadow brush. And when it comes to painting the back of your head, it is always going to be a massive strain on your eyes. I had about 3 or 4 mirrors set up in really weird positions so I could get really weird angles when I was trying to paint the back of my head, and I was, for the most part of it, just guessing if I got it correct. After that, I switched to my NYX Jumbo pencil in Black Bean, and I just randomly felt like tightlining my top and bottom waterline, even though I left the eyes and moved on to something else. I then went in with the black Montmartre face and body paint and the Made You Look small eyeshadow brush, and I started filling in that black box that she has on her head, and I started filling in the 2 strips of toilet paper as well that we had on each side of those. But to crisp up and sharpen up the shape, I changed to the Made You Look small detailing brush just to really get the edges of those boxes nice and even. And as for the back piece of the box, I kind of just guessed. I couldn't even see what I was doing here, to be honest. Then I'm moving on to being shirtless. I've gone back in with the Master Precise Coal Black eyeliner, and I'm going to start mapping out her black collar and where the little straps to her t-shirt are. I'm then going to be taking that same colour that we used earlier on the skin tone that was blue, and I'm going to be painting my left arm. I'm then going to go in with this silver metallic body paint, and this is in the brand Snazaroo, and I'm going to be popping that all over my right arm as well. I'm then just going in with that purple colour from Montmartre, and I'm going to be using it straight, and as you guys can see there is such a difference in the colour compared to the face from me just mixing in that blue on the face. It's definitely dulled it down a lot. I'm then going to fill in the collar of her shirt or neck black, and I couldn't really get the right shape here. To be honest, I had to kind of change it up a little bit to make it look good on my body, because the shape of her collar in the TV show is obviously made out of fabric and it just looked weird. I'm then going back in with the blue skin tone again and filling in the side panels of her face, and then I'm going to do the neck area with the purple skin tone as well. I'm then going back in with that silver metallic Snazaroo face and body paint and filling in that whole side robotic bar thing that she has going on. I popped on some fake lashes off camera, and I'm going in with a fine detailing brush again and a little bit of black paint to create very thin eyeliner. I'm then just going to pop a little bit of mascara on to marry the fake lashes in with my real ones and to define my bottom lashes as well. So now it's time to move on to that one lonely eyebrow. I'm just going to fill that in with the fine detailing brush and some black face and body paint. After that, I forgot to hit the record button, so I started outlining all of the little details and stuff that Nebula has all over her face. So I just went in with a very small fine artist brush that I got from the art shop, and I'm just going to be going over all of those lines that we already drew a very long time ago that we've painted over now already. So I'm pretty much just looking at reference photos here and painting on all of the correct things that she has from reference from the movie. If you do any mistakes, the best part about water paints are that you can just paint straight over the top. So as you guys can see here, I was a little bit unsure about that and I painted straight over the top of black with light pastel blue. So just let it dry, don't freak out, don't try to take it off, just paint over the top of it once it's done. And for the cyborg part, I did kind of make up a little bit because I couldn't see too well what was going on even in the reference photos. So I kind of just painted on a whole bunch of stuff that I thought looked like a really cyborg Terminator kind of robot looking thing, and I kind of just filled up the space with a whole bunch of lines and dots really. It wasn't anything fancy. I wouldn't even recommend copying what I did for this area. Just kind of make up your own little cool pattern and fill in the space pretty much. Once I was done making up that little cyborg area, I'm then going back to following my reference photos and filling in any of the details that she has. This is one of those spots where I really just could not see for the life of me, so I had to get two mirrors and reflect it with the one that I had in my camera just to fill in my jawline. Once I had that done, I was so happy and that was out of the way. Then I moved on to the chest and the arms area, so I lined my sleeves as you could see, and then I started to figure out how I could paint with my left hand. Surprisingly, I can paint quite straight lines with my left hand. I don't know about you guys, but I was really surprised that I'm kind of ambidextrous. So yeah, just kind of paint another random cyborg pattern on your right arm and then paint a few little lines on your left. So to finish off the look, I'm going to apply some highlight and shade. I'm going to start out with the highlight by taking some white face paint on a very fine tipped brush, and I'm going to be applying this all the way around the collar of the neck, and then I'm just going to take a brush with hardly no product on it. I think it's got a little bit of black paint left on it, and I'm going to lightly smudge that out, and that's going to give it just a little bit of a raise, and it's going to give it more of a three-dimensional look. After I've done that, I'm going to go in and start applying my shadow. What I used for shadow was black eyeshadow on a large fluffy brush, and I think this was the angled brush from Made You Look, and I started to lightly dust this all over the pastel skin tones, and it really dulled it down and just made it look a little bit more dirtier and a little bit more grungier, which is what Nebula looked like in the movie. So that's it everyone, that is the end of my tutorial. I hope you guys all enjoyed my recreation of Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy. She was definitely my favourite character. Her prosthetic work, her acting, everything about her was absolutely amazing. Comment below who your favourite character was from that movie, and if you guys recreate any of my looks, please don't forget to tag me on Instagram because I would love to see your work and your recreations. I've got all of my other social media websites listed down below if you want to go check them out as well, and if you want to have a look through my channel and look at my last few videos. I thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will be going back to my weekly uploads as soon as I can. Thank you for sticking with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.